Hello, I'm Margaret Andersen, and I'd like to invite you to the course I will be teaching with Constance Hope, the title of which is Conversations on Race, the American Dilemma. I am Professor Emerita of Sociology from the University of Delaware, where I taught courses on racial inequality for over 40 years. I am also the author of numerous books on racial inequality, the latest of which is titled Getting Smart About Race, an American Conversation, a book that was written for the public. Also with over 40 years of experience, Constance Hope is a certified executive coach, facilitator, and trainer, specializing in leadership and development in multicultural workplaces. She has also been assistant professor of African American Studies and chair of the Department of History at the University of the District of Columbia. This course will be presented in 3 parts. The first part, which I am teaching, will address the question, where does the idea of race come from? As you will learn, the very notion of race is deeply tied to long-standing systems of racial inequality. To understand this, we must learn about what the now common phrase systemic racism actually means and why the past matters for our present American dilemma. Inevitably, this will also mean learning about what critical race theory is and what it is not. In the second part of the course, Constance Hope will teach us about the language of racism and why terms like diversity, inclusion, belonging, conscious and unconscious bias, and others are so important for us to understand.
As you all know, the national, local, and community conversation about race and the pandemic of racism is broad and growing. For that conversation to be meaningful and impactful, an understanding of key concepts such as diversity, equity, inclusion, and privilege, among many others, is critical. What do they mean? How are they used? Unfortunately, there is no universally agreed language on issues related to racism. Words often have different meanings for different people, depending on lived experiences. This creates the need for a common vocabulary to avoid misunderstandings and misinterpretations as we discuss these critical concepts. By developing a common language, we enhance the quality of our conversation, our discourse, our dialogue. So please join me on February 16th for a conversation about the language of racism, to share your thoughts and increase your understanding of important concepts related to this other pandemic. In the long run, this will enhance our own community's conversation.